Alright, we're working on this porta-power again, and here's where we're at. I ordered some, they call them, let me see what they call them U-cups, and I ordered 6 of them, because 5 of these came out of here, and actually, I got the right inside and outside diameter, but the thinnest I could get was 5.5 millimeter, and these original ones are about 3.5 millimeters a piece. So I put them all together, and it's about 1/2 inch. But the problem here is 3 of these are going to be more than 1/2 inch, and 2 of them are going to be less. So I'm going to have to go with 2. But if you look inside here, put some lights on for you. Only 2 of them are probably gonna stay there where they'll seal. The rest of this is all thread. So we're gonna try it. We'll try putting 2 in there, and hopefully it works. You know, I don't know. That's what happens when you work on old stuff. You know, you gotta use what you can find. And even this brass thing here, you know, I tried to clean it up a little bit, but it's pretty it's pretty beat up. And sorry about that. I was choking on my lunch. But anyway, like I said, this one here is pretty beat up, and it's something I could make. I don't have any bolts around that I could make it out of, so I got this one piece of 3/4 here, but I use this for beating on stuff, you know, that you don't want to damage. So maybe I'll get another piece of 3/4 and make a brass plug, or else, you know, if it works, I'll just probably leave it the way it is. You know how that stuff goes. Anyway, let's try and put these 2 in there and see if we can get this thing to work. Alright, got some hydraulic fluid here. Yeah, you could probably use brake fluid and stuff, but I wouldn't recommend it. I mean, hydraulic fluid's cheap enough. And look, it's made right here in the United States. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to slop some of this around in there, and it may help get these things in there. Who knows? And then these things here are actually pretty stiff. That surprised me. I thought they would be a little more supple, but you know, that's what we got. I don't know what kind of rubber they're made out of, or neoprene. They don't feel like silicone, so I don't know. I'll probably take one and leave it in the hydraulic oil and see how it holds up. It should. I mean, they advertise, you know, they're for hydraulic pumps and stuff, so I'm probably worrying about nothing. Alright, you stick them in here. Alright, we got one in there. It wasn't too bad, but I'm going to have to take it out because I forgot to put this in there. This goes in there before everything else. So that was, let's call that a trial. Test fit. Alright, let me pull it out of there. Alright, I got both of them in there, and got it screwed down pretty tight. It's, I can move it by hand. I have to use a little effort. So we'll try and put some fluid in there and see if I did anything. I was talking to Mike, and I showed him these little clips here, and asked him if he thought they were original or just somebody put them on there, and he says, nice, he's seen that on other equipment. That's just the way they did it back then. Alright, let me turn this upside down and try and put some fluid in there and hope we fix something. Alright, I tried filling it with the funnel. Wasn't having too much luck with it, so I had to resort to the old mustard bottle here. I always keep these around. That seems to be pretty good. I usually use these. I put gas in and squirt them in carburetors and stuff, but this is filling it pretty good. This one is different. This has the fill right in the back. I know you're not supposed to fill these reservoirs all the way up. You have to have a little airspace. So I guess I'll fill it maybe up to about 3/4 full. The newer ones, you know, you sit them flat and the fill is on the side or something, and you just fill it till it hits the level part on the side. But like I say, this one's in the back, so it's a little different. Alright, I got the valve open now. There's probably a little bit of air in the line. I didn't drain the line or the jack itself, so that should have plenty of fluid in it. Alright, let me fill this up and see what we got. Alright, we're all filled up here, and I got all the fluid bled out, all the air, I mean, all bled out, so let's tighten up our thumb screw here and give it a test. Alright, I'm going to do this with my left hand here. Alright, I'm just pumping it up, and if you look down there, you see that coming out. Moving pretty good too. Matter of fact, I'm going to bring it all the way out. It only takes a couple seconds. Okay, that's it. I think that's 6 inches. Yeah, that's a 6-inch extension here, which is plenty. And I'll show you in a minute. A lot of you guys probably don't even know what this thing does or what it's used for, and I'll explain it and show it to you in a second. Alright, let's turn the knob, open it up, and there it goes. It's going in by itself. Alright, let me show you all the accessories that go with this. If you notice, it's on the outside of the pump here is threaded. And then this end is threaded, and then this here's a nipple that goes in there. You can take this in or out, but anyway, that's threaded, and yeah, it's working good. I'm happy with that. I wouldn't call this a rebuild, but I'd call it more of a field repair. So let me show you some of the things that go with it. You got all these pipes here. This one here is about 2 foot. I guess all in all, I got about maybe 15 foot of pipe there, and that's why you know 6 inches is plenty, because you can add any combination. You got something as little as this, which looks like about a 3-inch. This is Blackhawk. I think I might even have 2 sets here. Yeah, anything that's red is a Blackhawk, anything in orange is a Hein Werner. So I do actually have 2 sets, just 1 pump here. But yeah, back in the day, this was a good set. I think in 1975 I might have paid $1,200 for it, and this paid for itself tens of thousands of times over. But anyway, yeah, you got all these connectors, and they screw on to either end of that pump. This little rubber titties here, that's if you want to pump up something and you don't want to damage another part of it. And then this one here is just a foot that'll go on one end. This looks like something I might have made to pull out a door. The 3 holes there looks like it might be to push a door post out or something. But then you also have this one here. It's a clamshell. This is for getting into real tight areas. And you can take that pump off, and this thing will actually, try to do this with one hand, actually open wide to get into real tight areas. And then you got some pins here to hold the pipes together, and little feet and connectors, and this is for putting in a corner. There's another big foot and more little pieces. So let me throw you up on a tripod, and I'll assemble it for you, show you, give you an example of it. This is a good one too. This is for getting into real tight corners. Alright. Alright. To give you guys an idea. It's not like I say, some of you guys probably are wondering what the hell is this thing. But anyway, let me try and keep you in frame here and give you an idea what you can do with this thing. It's designed and meant for body work. But A lot of fire companies used to use these, and even now they got a modern day version they call the Jaws of Life that's a little more powerful, a little stronger, does a little more things. But anyway, yeah, let's put a foot on it. We'll put this on the bottom. Just screw this on here. Get it started. That way we can stand it up. And then, let's see, we can put one of these things on there. That just screws on there, and then it gives you easy on, easy off for pipes. All these pipes here just slip on. And this one here, you can screw this one on, but I don't want to get too high. But you can put anything you want on there. You can put a little rubber thing on there, so when you start pumping it up, you don't damage anything. Or let's see what else I can do here. Find an end for that. Got two double ones here. Okay, let me find something here. Hold up. Alright, yeah, a couple other things are out of reach here. I was looking for this coupler. You actually, actually this here, you slip that on, and you just put a coupler on top of that. And you put another, well, actually no, do that. I did it, yeah. And then this makes it easy, so you can just connect things up, put that on there, and then you could use that. Then you could just pump away on that. Put that any place you wanted to go. Or if you didn't want to use all this, you had to get into somewhere real tight. Then you got this, it actually goes right on the, try to put this where you guys can see it. This actually threads onto the housing, and you can put anything you want on there. So you have to get in somewhere real tight, but you have to grab on. You can grab onto a lip here and then push out with that. But you can do just about anything you want with this. You got enough fittings. And let me throw the clamshell on there for you. Show you how that works. Alright, put the clamshell on. You just have to disconnect the hose here. Try and do this with one hand. Sometimes you get a little squirt of oil out of there. That's got like a little bearing in there, sort of almost like a Schrader valve. This side has a Schrader valve. There we go. Alright, let's pump this up and see if it works. There you go. You know, sometimes you only need an inch or so, and you gotta widen the thing up. And that's what that's for. They sit and it closes back up. Okay. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Like I say, I'm just gonna call this a field repair. I'm not gonna call it a restoration or a rebuild or anything like that. So, alrighty. Enough of this.